I am thoroughly confused and blown away because not that I think I'm friends with Jeff, so stop saying that, but because I just had this 3.5 hour dinner with him and, he's met me multiple times. He can see I'm not a stalker. He can see that I'm not malicious. I'm just having a fun fan account, right? He had also just experienced what I would do if I saw him and his daughter on the streets of New York and knew that I didn't bother him. The other adults that were with me, four other adults, came up to him. I backed up and didn't say a word to him or Monroe. I'm thoroughly confused, so disappointed, so shocked. And of course, the lovers are having a freaking field day that Jeff thinks I've crossed boundaries and has actually said it on his radio show. But I am so stressed out and keeping it all to myself, doing my daily podcast, getting ready for my live event in LA, January 20th. There was so much going on with that, lots of drama. Nobody had any clue what I was dealing with. I land in LA, January 19th. I'm with other people. We're not listening to the show live. So other people start texting me in DSAL saying, holy shit, you need to listen to the show because Jeff is talking about you and it ain't good. I'm like, what could he be saying? Like, what the hell now? So I listened to the show, and this is when he talked about Margaret Josephs and her assistant, Lexi, were on. She's not even her assistant. Lexi is her right-hand man. She does everything. I love Lexi. Anywho, they're talking about how I had reached out along with my event producer for products for the audience at my January 20th live event. All within normal things that people do. But Jeff had an issue with it, which I thought, if you have an issue with it, like we had agreed at the dinner, if we have an issue with either one of each other, then reach out and talk about it. Instead, he goes on the radio. Again, I was flabbergasted, to say the least. So, of course, I was meeting with my event producer, all the things, all while that was going on in LA. Again, I felt like I had so much explaining to do, and I did not feel like I did anything with a bad intent. And none of the people that I'd reached out to thought that I was using Jeff's name, as he said. Everyone knew it was Sarah from Texas. I had already I'm trying to remember when I changed my name. So I don't know if I did it afterwards. I think I did it afterwards. I cannot remember. But I eventually changed all of my name, everything. Instead of Jeff Lewis Obsessed, I changed it to Sarah from Texas because a few people had consulted with me and said, look, you talk about much more than Jeff Lewis. You're kind of limiting yourself. You should really say Sarah from Texas. That way your content can really be anything and it can be your own. So I agreed, even though I am obsessed with the Jeff Lewis live show. I love chatting about it. If I had it my way, that's what I would do 100% of the time, because I think there is an absolute need and an audience for us chump listeners that want to chat all about Jeff Lewis and the chumps. And there's a lot to chat about with 10 hours a week of content, right? So all of that and all the chatter that's going on, I am with people 24/7. I'm not even in a hotel room alone. I'm with two friends. So from 7 a.m. to 2 in the morning, that entire weekend in LA, I am literally with people. I am making content and stuff and posting on my Instagram story, but I'm not able to read DMs. I'm only in my Facebook group, Sarah from Texas. I'm not in all the other mean Facebook groups. I'm not on Reddit. So I didn't know what was being said or the accusations that were going around. So I land in Houston late Sunday night, and I see that two podcasters are going live on YouTube with, I think, more than two people. But anyways, chatting about everything that went down over the weekend and how I handled it. And they would have handled it differently, which I'm like, yes, I'm not perfect. I have no idea what I'm doing with this fan account. I had no idea the negativity that would come from it. But I was also busy having fun with people. I wasn't on my phone reading everything that was going on. I had no earthly idea. I also knew the truth in my intent for reaching out for products to market them and give as gifts and prizes for the audience of the Sarah from Texas Live from Hollywood live event. But more than that, I'm so shocked and disappointed that Jeff is doing this to me. I'm like, what the hell? So Jeff catches wind. I mean, trust me, the chumps, the fans, everyone, they tell him everything, I'm sure. He had caught wind of all the backlash that I was getting. I mean, it was crazy town. It was like I had a scarlet letter A, whatever you could have, stalker, an S on my chest for stalking Jeff. It was awful. He texts me and says, I hate what's going on. I want to talk. So we had a 40-minute talk. Basically, he said that we now have a public alliance, and he will go on the radio and make that clear to people that he and I have a public alliance, and we are not anti each other. I understand where he was coming from with it, and he understands my intent with it and that it wasn't bad at all. But it had already, the damage was done, right? But I moved forward. I still love chatting about Jeff Lewis. So I did the show every single day, listening to the show, chatting about the show, promoting the show, just making content about anything that I want to chat about, because that's what I do. There was such a dark cloud over me and my accounts and just the questions, and obviously thinking that I had done all of this horrific stuff. People were even saying that I had gone to his daughter's school and toured the school. I mean, they were making the most horrific accusations, and people were believing it. People, I learned, were making fun of other fans and friends that I were in pictures with publicly that I had nothing to do with. But they were dropping me like flies, which was so incredibly hurtful. But I just had to respect that. I guess I thought we were friends, and we were never friends if that's how it ended. So there was just a lot going on. I still kept doing my podcast every single day. I was also busy. I had a daughter, a senior in high school, so everyone knows how extra busy that is. I also have 5 total kids, so, a husband, a dog, life, friends. I'm busy. But in May, I just realized I've got to quit. I can't do this every day. It was so hard to listen to 2 hours of the show and then go live at 2:00 my time. So the time crunch was just too much. I knew I had so many events where I was going to miss days, and I'm so type A. I hate missing a day. I feel like I like to go live every day at 3 p.m. Eastern. That's just my thing. I don't like to make excuses and not do it. So I still did my accounts. I still made videos. If Jeff said something on the show, I made a video about it. So I think I didn't go live for maybe 3 weeks. I'm not even sure. And then I decided, you know what? I love chatting with people about this. And so many people were messaging me going, look, you kind of took away our community. Like, I chatted with other people at 3:00 and I had met friends, and now we don't really have that. So I realized, you know what? I have the time again. I love doing this. So I'm going to keep doing it. A few times months ago, I had pretty much told people, look, I understand that you think you're doing me right, sort of, by sending me mean screenshots about me and Facebook groups, or telling me about a TikTok account that is blasting, me and Donna. But I'm like, just don't message me that stuff. Don't send me the Reddit screenshots. I don't want to hear. Out of sight, out of mind, right? So I'm just like going along my business as normal. But what triggered this is recently somebody, told me some intel about something that I won't go into details about. But also, I've realized that when I meet people in real life and they say, oh, I'm going to send you a Facebook friend request, I realize how much this has changed me, in the fact that I've realized I can't trust people anymore. I have been burned and effed over by so many people that I haven't even mentioned yet, that acted nice to me and then effed me over. And I'm just shocked. So part of my shock is that after the live event, I never reached out to any of the chumps, right? I didn't ask them, like, what's going on? Do you know anything? Why is Jeff upset with me? Are all the chumps upset with me? Nothing. So I knew nothing. But I quickly learned that something was going down.